Well, it's still getting messier and messier in the It Ends With Us feud between co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
New video released by lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni showed unedited footage from the filming of It Ends With Us.
A leaked video has rocked Hollywood to its core, revealing a side of Blake Lively that no one could have imagined. The footage, allegedly shared by none other than Justin Baldoni himself, shows Blake in an emotional breakdown pleading with him to withdraw his lawsuit. We see a woman who has always epitomized grace and control, now reduced to tears, her voice trembling as she begs for the nightmare to end. The details are devastating. Blake, her face flushed and her eyes swollen, reportedly tells Baldoni that her career is over, her once unshakable marriage to Ryan Reynolds is falling apart, and even her closest friends have turned their backs on her. The scene is nothing short of heartbreaking, and it's sending shockwaves through Tinseltown.
At all. I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint.
But how did we get here? How did Blake Lively, one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, find herself in such a desperate situation? The rumors swirling around this video are as shocking as they are murky. Some sources claim it was an intimate moment of negotiation between Blake and Baldoni, a last-ditch effort to settle their tangled legal battle privately. Others speculate that Baldoni, who has been accused of masterminding a campaign to tarnish Blake's reputation, leaked the video intentionally, a calculated move to humiliate her on a public stage. And if that's true, what else does Baldoni have in his alleged arsenal of dirt on Hollywood's elite? Because if this is just the beginning, we're bracing for an avalanche of scandal.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
Let's not forget the backdrop of this drama, the explosive lawsuits that have been dragging both stars through the mud for months. Blake initially accused Baldoni of harassment on the set of It Ends With Us and claimed he retaliated with a smear campaign that has left her emotionally and professionally devastated. In response, Baldoni countersued for a staggering $400 million, accusing Blake and even her husband Ryan Reynolds of extortion and defamation. It's a legal war that has escalated beyond anything Hollywood has seen in years, and this leaked video might just be the most damning evidence yet.
One of the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process of the film.
But here's where things get even messier. Baldoni's team has hinted that this video could be part of a larger narrative, a so-called secret deal gone wrong. Was Blake attempting to negotiate her way out of this lawsuit by offering Baldoni money or concessions? Or was she simply trying to protect what's left of her public image, only to see her private pain broadcast to the world? And if Baldoni did leak the video, what does that say about the power dynamics at play here? Is he using this footage as a weapon to dismantle her credibility, piece by piece? We have to wonder, is this just the tip of the iceberg in what has become a battle for survival? The timing of this leak couldn't be worse for Blake, who is already fighting rumors that her marriage to Ryan Reynolds is on the brink of collapse. Insiders close to the couple have been whispering that Ryan, once her most devoted supporter, is losing patience. The constant swirl of scandal has reportedly put an unbearable strain on their relationship. Some sources even claim that Ryan has been distancing himself from Blake, avoiding public appearances together and spending more time on his own projects. Could this video be the final straw for their marriage? After all, how much pressure can one relationship take before it crumbles?
We just broke a shocking story. There is a rift, and I think that is an understatement of a word, a rift.
And it's not just her marriage that's in jeopardy. Blake's inner circle appears to be shrinking rapidly. Once known for her close friendships with A-listers like Taylor Swift, she now faces whispers of isolation. Rumors have been flying that Taylor, who was once a loyal confidant, has paused their friendship after being dragged into the legal fray. Baldoni's legal team had even subpoenaed Taylor, citing her potential involvement in key moments during the production of It Ends With Us. Although the subpoena was eventually withdrawn, the damage to their relationship seems to have been done. Reports suggest that Taylor feels betrayed and exploited, and she's allegedly been ignoring Blake's desperate attempts to reconcile. If true, this marks a significant fallout for Blake, whose once glamorous social circle is beginning to look like a house of cards.
That Justin won't be bullied by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So his lawyer told us that their recent court filings show how scared they are.
And yet, even as her personal life falls apart, Blake's professional struggles are equally alarming. The leaked video reportedly shows her saying that her career is over, a gut-wrenching admission from someone who has always been a Hollywood powerhouse. The lawsuits and scandals have undoubtedly cast a shadow over her once bright star. Casting directors and studios are said to be wary of getting involved with someone who has become such a polarizing figure. And with Baldoni's legal team continuing to press for access to her therapy records, something Blake has fiercely resisted, the actress faces the risk of even more personal details being dragged into the public eye. It's a level of exposure that could make even the most seasoned celebrity crumble.
Book, this is not a nice person, and Justin bent over backwards to accommodate her many, many demands, which included, according to him, taking...
But the video itself raises another critical question. What does it reveal about Baldoni's strategy? His team has been accused of using press stunts to manipulate public perception, and this leak feels like a calculated move to seize control of the narrative. Baldoni has denied any involvement in the leak, but some are speculating that his so-called dirt file on Hollywood's elite could contain even more damaging material. If he's willing to release this kind of footage, what else might he have up his sleeve? Could this be part of a larger plan to not just win the lawsuit, but to destroy Blake's reputation entirely? And if so, what does that say about the lengths people in Hollywood will go to maintain their power? As we dig deeper, it's hard not to see this as a tragic unraveling of a woman who once had it all. Blake Lively was the golden girl of Hollywood, a fashion icon, a talented actress, a devoted wife and mother. But now she's at the center of a storm that threatens to strip away everything she's built. Is she the victim of a calculated smear campaign? Or is this the inevitable fallout of decisions made behind closed doors? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear. This is a story that's far from over.
She also provided a cease and desist letter, asking them to cease, quote, all unlawful conduct, namely what they alleged is the, quote, harassing and retaliatory media and online campaign against Miss Lively.
But the cracks in Blake's world don't stop with her career or her marriage. Her friendships, once a source of strength and status, are now in ruins. Chief among these is her relationship with Taylor Swift, a friendship that once seemed unshakable. For years, Blake and Taylor were inseparable, a dynamic duo of Hollywood glam and musical genius. Taylor was even godmother to some of Blake's children, a title that symbolized just how deep their bond went. Yet now, in the wake of this scandal, it's clear that their friendship is on ice. Reports suggest that Taylor, who was dragged into the legal chaos by Baldoni's subpoena, feels betrayed and exploited. And despite Blake's repeated attempts to reconcile, voicemails, texts, emails, it seems Taylor has chosen silence over forgiveness.
Good morning, George. This is a big mess for everyone involved. The legal drama playing out in multiple courts now, literally from coast to coast, and all kinds of people close to these stars, from personal trainers to friends like Taylor Swift, finding their names mentioned as part of this ongoing fight.
And that silence speaks volumes. Sources close to Taylor claim she's done with Blake, leaving her texts and calls unanswered, her pleas ignored. Imagine the humiliation of pouring your heart out to someone who won't even acknowledge you. Blake, who once had Taylor's unwavering loyalty, now finds herself frozen out, ghosted, and according to insiders, devastated. It's a public rejection that has stung more than just Blake's ego. It sent a clear message to the world that Taylor is distancing herself for good. But why? Is Taylor protecting her own image, wanting no part in the storm of lawsuits and scandals swirling around Blake? Or is this the ultimate fallout of a friendship broken by mistrust and manipulation? The whispers don't stop there. Rumors have begun to surface that Taylor is channeling her feelings into her music, with some speculating that her next album might include thinly veiled references to the drama. Could this be Taylor's way of reclaiming control, of turning a personal betrayal into artistic fuel? If true, it would be the most public disavowal imaginable. An A-list superstar using her platform to subtly but unmistakably distance herself from her former best friend. And if Taylor does choose to go this route, what would that mean for Blake, who's already struggling to hold on to her public image? Could a single lyric from Taylor be the final nail in the coffin of Blake's reputation?
Thomas, first and foremost, I should tell you that I have a major scoop regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their newest legal plan, or something that they were attempting.
But Taylor isn't the only one stepping away. Blake's once enviable social circle is shrinking by the day. Friends and colleagues who used to rally around her are now noticeably absent. Even at industry events, Blake, who once lit up every room she entered, now seems isolated. The red carpets that were once her kingdom are now lined with whispers and side glances, and those whispers are growing louder. Is Blake being quietly blacklisted? Are her peers cutting ties to avoid being dragged into the mess that's become her life? Hollywood can be ruthless, and it's not hard to imagine that some of Blake's so-called friends are choosing self-preservation over loyalty.
Well, I do think the damages for Baldoni could be very considerable, definitely in the 100 million range or above that, which is obviously problematic.
The whispers of Blake's blacklisting aren't just confined to social circles. They're rippling through the upper echelons of Hollywood's power players. Industry insiders claim that production companies are quietly pulling her name from shortlists for major projects. One anonymous source from a high-profile studio reportedly said, Blake's name is becoming too risky to attach to anything big. The lawsuits, the leaked video, it's just too much baggage. Directors and producers, the same people who once clamored to work with her, are now allegedly avoiding her calls. It's a brutal turn of events for someone who was once viewed as a surefire box office draw. Adding to the speculation are reports that Blake has been quietly replaced in 2 upcoming projects. While no official announcements have been made, rumors are swirling that a major streaming platform dropped her from consideration for a lead role in a blockbuster film adaptation. This project, which was poised to be one of the biggest releases of the decade, could have been a career-defining moment for Blake. But with the ongoing legal drama casting a shadow over her reputation, it seems the studio decided to go with someone less controversial. If true, this would mark a devastating blow to her career, one that may be impossible to recover from.
You know what that sound means? Time now for a look at the biggest news in entertainment. Blake Lively, again, attempting to dismiss the $400 million lawsuit.
Even her existing commitments seem to be in jeopardy. Sources close to Blake have hinted that some of her endorsement deals are under review by nervous brands. Fashion houses and beauty companies who once celebrated her as the epitome of elegance and marketability are reportedly reconsidering their partnerships. In a world where image is everything, Blake's current situation is a liability that some brands simply don't want to gamble on. And while her team has remained tight-lipped, the silence only fuels the narrative that her star is fading fast.
You've been following the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you were a...
Hollywood is notoriously unforgiving when it comes to scandal, and Blake's situation is no exception. The industry thrives on perception and optics, and right now Blake's presence brings more questions than answers. Some have even pointed out that her absence from high-profile events like award shows and premieres is no coincidence. It's widely believed that Blake is being strategically excluded from these spaces to avoid drawing attention to the controversy surrounding her. Whether this is a calculated move by her team or a deliberate snub by the industry remains unclear, but either way, it's a stark reminder of how quickly the tide can turn in Hollywood. What's even more alarming is how quickly other actresses are stepping into the roles Blake might have played. Rising stars and younger talents, many of whom have openly admired Blake in the past, are reportedly benefiting from her absence. Some insiders are even calling it a changing of the guard, with Blake's fall paving the way for a new wave of Hollywood royalty. It's a cruel twist of fate for an actress who was once at the top of her game, now forced to watch as others take her place in the spotlight.
When did we first meet?
We met on the set in 2008 when we were filming X-Men Origins Wolverine.
You were in that?
I
had no idea. God, wow.
I was in that, yeah.
That's
I didn't
amazing.
speak to you at the time because you were not famous at all, but...
And yet, the most chilling part of Blake's alleged blacklisting is the precedent it sets. Hollywood has always been a place where reputations can be destroyed overnight, but Blake's case feels particularly brutal. The combination of legal battles, personal betrayals, and public humiliation has created a perfect storm that few could weather. If someone as talented and beloved as Blake can be cast aside so quickly, it raises the question, who's really safe in an industry that thrives on scandal and spectacle? Still, the most chilling part of this saga might be what we don't know. The leaked video, as shocking as it is, might only be the beginning. Let's not forget the rumors of Baldoni's alleged dirt file, a collection of secrets and scandals that could potentially upend not just Blake's life, but the lives of countless others in Hollywood. What else could that file contain? Emails, text messages, evidence of behind-the-scenes deals and betrayals? If Baldoni is willing to release a video as explosive as this one, it begs the question, what is he holding back? And how far is he willing to go to win this legal battle?
To it. And I think, the whole Hollywood glam, it's so glamorous and everything. Can you relate to the things they were saying about Hollywood? It's so easy to get seduced by the fame and the money and the glamour.
You see it all the time. That was one of my favorite things about the movie, were the subtle turns to their own transition into the ego.
There's also the unsettling possibility that this leak was a warning shot, a way to show the world and Blake that Baldoni isn't afraid to play dirty. If so, it's a strategy that's already working. Blake is reeling, her legal team scrambling, her reputation fraying at the edges. Meanwhile, Baldoni remains tight-lipped, his lawyers refusing to comment on the leak. It's a silence that feels calculated, almost menacing, as though they're daring Blake to make the next move. And with the trial still months away, we can't help but wonder, How much worse could this get?
Like I said, this feels a little bit like a cop-out, and I think it's more likely that what she's doing here is trying to stay out of it. This is the Taylor Swift movement. This is likely a legal strategy. I don't want to be involved in this case.
And then there's the broader question of what this scandal means for Hollywood as a whole. Baldoni's countersuit has already dragged major players into the fray. Taylor Swift, Ryan Reynolds, even Disney and Marvel have been mentioned in legal filings. It's a web of connections that's as tangled as it is fascinating. But if Baldoni's alleged dirt file is real, and if it contains secrets about other Hollywood elites, this could be the beginning of a much larger reckoning. Could this lawsuit expose the power dynamics and backdoor deals that have kept Tinseltown running for decades? And if so, who else might fall? As we step back and look at the bigger picture, it's hard to ignore the parallels between Blake's unraveling and the broader culture of Hollywood itself. The gleaming facades, the carefully curated images, the friendships that crumble under pressure, it's all part of an industry built on smoke and mirrors. Blake's story isn't just about one actress fighting for her reputation. It's about the fragility of fame, the cost of power, and the lengths people will go to protect themselves in a world that thrives on scandal.
Stephanie Jones was really motivated by wanting to go after a former employee, which I give her a little more credit for. It's a little more sane, right? Blake was like, this can't be real press against me. Everybody loves me. A little credit there too. She's motivated by sheer stupidity. But Ryan Reynolds, evil. He's the ultimate villain in this.
But here's the real question. Who will survive when all the secrets come out? If this leaked video is just the beginning, what else might be revealed? Could Baldoni's alleged dirt file contain evidence that topples more careers, more lives? And what does this mean for Blake Lively, who's already lost so much? Is there any way for her to bounce back, or is this the end of the road for one of Hollywood's brightest stars? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest updates. Until next time, stay curious, stay hooked, and stay ready for whatever scandal breaks next.